If you like this podcast and would like to support us, please rate, comment, and subscribe.
And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And now it's time to get a unique slant on current events from your favorite half-Asian couple. Get ready to know what's happening in the world today with your hosts, Shaine and Nico.
Yeah, that's how you start a podcast.
Hey, come on, stop poking me. No, not good.
Stop it!
Oh, now she's using her foot. Uh-oh.
Start the podcast.
Hey, I can't start the podcast if you keep doing
Yeah,
this.
you can.
No,
Just
can't.
try.
Stop it. They're gonna be like, what the hell's going on over there? All right, what's happening, everyone? I am Shaine.
And I'm Nico.
This is
You're trying to be professional. Come on,
I am
just be
trying to
normal.
be professional.
This is not a professional podcast, guys.
No, obviously, as you can tell, she's trying to tickle me, and I'm trying to tickle her, and it's going great.
So, Herbert, how's everyone been?
Yeah, how's everyone going?
How's everyone going?
Yeah. So we went on our honeymoon this past weekend. How did you feel about it? Good question. Well, I thought it was.
That's a great way to get married. Just don't even ask while you're on the honeymoon. Just be like, so, now that we're back home, how was it?
Yeah, how was it? What'd you think of it?
It was absolutely
Magical?
terrible.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a little bit rainy for like 2 of the 4 days.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit cold. And that house, okay, so we stayed in a small house, like a tiny house. Just picture this. A house that's smaller than 380 square feet. That's about what it was. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was going to be great because everything's like my size, But the roof on the loft, like the loft part was the bedroom, I kept bumping my head and I thought I was going to die from falling down the ladder at night.
Well, you didn't fall down the ladder, but you did hit your head more than I did, which was funny because everyone was probably thinking, oh, you're probably going to hit your head every time you wake up, but that was actually you.
I mean, those houses it's just too much, Like, I'm clumsy. I need some room to fall down and hit my head.
I feel like if we lived in a house like that, it would have to be...
First of all, it would have to have stairs instead of a ladder.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe like an actual room for the bedroom.
Yeah.
So basically a studio apartment.
Yeah, anyways.
The visions have that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what about the food? What do you think about the food there?
I thought it was pretty good, except for the barbecue.
Yeah, the barbecue. What's funny about the barbecue is that the brisket was okay. The ribs were okay. But the chicken was actually really good.
Yeah, except for who goes to barbecue for chicken?
Well, I'd go for chicken.
That's because you're you.
Oh, yeah. I like chicken.
You do?
Yeah. I don't like to play chicken, but I like to eat chicken.
What's play chicken?
Well, it's someone, doing something, or they're about to do something to you really bad, but then they fake it, or fake out,
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to swing this bat in your face, and then, or something. Hey, come on, quit it.
You're so cute.
If this should be a video, people should know what we're doing right now. Not that.
People should know what we're talking about, even though we're talking to a microphone.
Yeah. And before we get started, you can buy us a coffee at ko-fi.com/HapuSupremacy or on Patreon at patreon.com/HapuSupremacy. Or you can donate to our PayPal at paypal.me/HapuSupremacy. Or you can buy a t-shirt and other merchandise at teespring.com/stores/HapuSupremacy.
You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Petite Nikoko. And you can follow Shaine at Shaine Scalf. Also, you can support us by subscribing to our channel on YouTube at youtube.com/c/HapuSupremacy. All of the links for all the things we discussed will be in the description. He doesn't want to have fun.
I want to have fun. Can't have fun while we're trying to have a serious discussion, yo.
Are we?
I don't know.
I thought we were celebrating.
Oh yeah, we are celebrating. What are we celebrating?
My birthday
When's your birthday?
last week.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, what's the first topic? The breaking news.
breaking-
Bombshell headline.
Yes.
Walls are closing in.
Yes. Impeach. Not my president. What else did they say?
What else did they say?
But yeah.
No, the Mueller Report summary has come out.
Yes. From Attorney
The summary
General Barr.
Attorney General William P. Barr.
Oh, P. Barr.
Yeah. Oh
William
God.
P. Barr.
Sorry, I'm like 2 years old today.
Yeah. But yeah, basically the summarization of that
The
whole thing.
summarization.
Yeah, the summarization of that whole thing is that no collusion.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
There was no clear-cut, concrete evidence to suggest any collusion whatsoever from Trump and his administration.
Think about this for a moment. Everybody wanted there to be collusion. And everybody in that investigation was biased towards that. But they still couldn't find anything. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, and also the mainstream media has been talking about this.
For 2 years.
Yeah, since it feels like forever. It feels like every single second
Every time you turn on CNN, it's like Russia, Trump, collusion.
Russia, Trump, possible collusion. Russia, Trump, possible collusion. That video.
That song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, no collusion, and yeah, we can move on with our lives, right?
No, we can't. We have to cry about it. We have to talk about how Mueller is actually part of the whole conspiracy. You know, obviously, now he's helping Trump collude with Russia.
Isn't that funny? How once he was on their team, now he's not because they didn't get the result they wanted.
Well, and people are saying that it's hypocritical for, I guess, Republicans or Trump to be happy about the Mueller report. But doesn't it make more sense that it's hypocritical for the Democrats to be like saying that the Mueller report is going to be their savior, and then when it comes out with the wrong result, now it's like, oh, now we can't trust that report. We want a different investigation.
Don't worry, guys. There's going to be more coming out. It's just a summary. That's the reason why they haven't released the whole thing yet. There's stuff in there that's going to criminate Donald Trump. I guarantee it. It's only a matter of time, everyone. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
They are telling themselves that, though, because, I mean, some people have built their whole life around their entire life. I can't talk. They've built their entire life around this Trump-Russia collusion thing for the past 2 years. Like, it's become a personality. So, if they don't have that, what else do they have?
I don't know, man. What's the next thing they're going to talk about? About Donald Trump or whatever?
I don't know.
His health?
Maybe they'll say he's unfit to be president because he's crazy or something. I don't know.
He's mentally insane.
Yeah, he's mentally insane because he won't.
He's unstable.
Or he criticizes the mainstream media.
Well, I mean, if you're constantly criticized about something, you know, I could understand you fighting back. I guess maybe that's how Obama felt.
Well, that's the whole thing about the obstruction of justice thing that they're trying to get him for now. They're saying that because he was calling the investigation a witch hunt, that's obstruction of justice, which makes no sense. Because to me, that just means, oh, you can't defend yourself. I mean, even though it was proven now that it was basically a witch hunt for the deep state to take him out.
Yeah, and there's been plenty of people who've been saying this the whole time that this whole thing's been going on. You know, there's been Caitlin Johnstone, Jimmy Dore, Dave Smith, Ron Paul, Danny
Even
McAdams.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson was saying all this stuff. And it's just like, well, no one was listening to them, but they're not mainstream media. You know, they're not mainstream enough.
I guess not. I don't know.
Or nobody listens to them because they're not spewing out the narrative that we want. You know?
Yeah, we're not getting on top of tabletops and talking about Russia collusion like Beto, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
Robert Francis.
What do you think about him running for president? Like, do you think he has an actual chance? Because they seem like they're trying to, like, anytime he's on TV, they always look at him like he's the next Leonardo DiCaprio or something like that, you know?
Well, he's the media darling, but I don't really understand why, because I don't know any of the things that he wants to run on, other than that he stands on tables.
He stands on tables and he moves his hands a lot. As Trump mentioned, that he moves his arms around a lot when he talks, you know, which was hilarious. I was like, okay. That's all it has, though. I mean, even John Hickenlooper, he's not going to win. Nobody even knows probably who he is, other than the fact that he took his mom to see Deep Throat. That's it.
Great thing to
when
be
he was
known
young.
for.
Yeah. But that's all he has. At least he has something, you know? Tulsi Gabbard.
I mean, Beto did have that weird poem come out from when he was like a high schooler or something.
Yeah.
About killing children with a drunk driving car. Like, I don't think that's anything to run for president, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with some of these candidates, they have some kind of platform, or at least like some topics that's their number one issue. Like, you know, Tulsi Gabbard, anti-war. Bernie Sanders, you know, socialism or whatever. Kamala Harris, criminal justice. Well, quote unquote, criminal justice. Who else? Who else is there?
Yang Gang.
Oh yeah, Yang Gang with his whole thing. He has policies out that he wants to, you know, with $1,000, everyone gets $1,000. UBI, all that stuff. Someone, you know, most of the Democratic candidates I think they all, well, the ones I mentioned, they all have something, you know, some kind of policy that they're, you know.
What about Elizabeth Warren?
Well, she's a Native American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all she has.
So that's about it.
Yeah. Well, she has that. She has the race factor, you know, like Cory Booker, the black guy. That's what he has, right? He's the black guy. Kamala Harris, like I said before, criminal justice. Oh, she's also the black woman, you know. But then you have that Buttigieg or whatever the hell, like President Buttigieg. Really, I want President Buttigieg.
I've never heard of that.
But is that kind of, I think he can speak like Finnish or Norwegian or something like that. Yeah, someone did an interview with him. He like spoke like Finnish. I can't remember, but that was kind of interesting. But what does Robert Francis have, or Beto? What does he have? He stands on tables. He moves his arms around a lot. He was on that magazine cover.
Yeah, I guess middle-aged women think he's hot.
Well, what is better? What do you think is better? The magazine cover or the fact that John Hickenlooper took his mom to see Deep Throat when he was younger?
I don't want to choose between those two.
Like, which one? I mean, he did make I will be honest, that's when he was doing that town hall thing on CNN, he told the story. It was actually kind of funny because he was talking about how his mom was, when they were driving home after they watched the movie, and they were like, so, what did you think of the movie? And he said that his mom said, well, I thought the lighting was pretty good in the movie. I was like, oh.
Wow, all right.
So something like that. That was pretty funny.
But what does this have to do with Russia collusion?
I don't know. Someone's got to go against Donald Trump and that Russia stuff.
Well, some people are saying in the mainstream media, and I can't believe that they're saying this now. I mean, I guess it's kind of true, but
we can't
it's
really
ridiculous that they're saying this.
You can't really not believe it because, I mean, it's the mainstream media. It's like anything they say now, you're just like, well, whatever.
Well, no, I didn't even get to say what I was going to say first.
Oh.
What I was going to say is that I've seen a couple headlines that are saying that Trump is going to use the Mueller Report as a weapon in 2020 to win the election. And it's like, okay, but are you going to answer the question of why it's going to be a weapon? Maybe the fact that he didn't do anything with the Russians? And that for 2 years the mainstream media lied about that?
Well, they would have said the exact opposite if they found out to have Russian collusion. Oh, man, whoever the Democrat candidate is, oh, man, they got such a good weapon against Donald Trump. Oh, yeah. But now it's the other way around. Oh, my God, Donald Trump, he's going to use this against the Democrat candidate. God damn it. Shit.
Well, I also saw some headlines saying that Trump should try to unify everyone now that he's been, like, his name has been cleared, and that it's his fault that the country's divided.
Yeah, he wants to unify with the other party that's been shitting on him this whole time. Yeah, I bet he wants to do that.
Yeah. Here, wait, let me find that article.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from Politico. And it says, Trump begins post-Mueller reset, quote-unquote, by attacking Democrats in the media. And then they paraphrased it as, but after the nearly 2-year investigation found no collusion or clear obstruction of justice, Trump and his aides showed little interest in healing national unity. Why is it? I mean, remember the whole thing with Kavanaugh when people were saying, like, oh, since he's getting angry about it, about the accusations, that means he's guilty. Now it's kind of almost the same thing. It's like, well, now that Trump's, getting angry at the mainstream media and Democrats for, accusing him of treason for 2 years, why is he not trying to fix the country?
Well, why do we have to go to the president in order to have unity? Or, we got to look at the president. What are you going to say? How come we have to look at the president for that? That's my question. Like, who cares about the president's going to unite the country? What you need to worry about is yourself.
I wish we could tell more people that, because there was a lot of people who were physically in distress from this.
Oh my God, I didn't get the result I wanted. I can't go to work today. I'm crying. I might throw up. I might commit suicide and jump off a building.
Yeah, okay, so there was a couple tweets talking about this. Someone said, I should have stayed home today. My Trump-supporting coworkers have been relentless.
Wait, all of her coworkers are Trump supporters?
I guess so.
Where the hell does she work at?
I don't know. And I've been biting my tongue to avoid exploding. You can't reason with these people. This is making me literally... This is literally affecting me physically. Tell me I'm not the only one. I know it's stupid. And then there was a bunch of replies that were just like, really? Really?
This is the kind of stuff that's going to make Donald Trump become president again and, win re-election.
Someone replied, you are definitely not alone. Rumped is a trigger for me, and I had to get medication for my high blood pressure after he was elected president.
Can you imagine when you go to the doctor? Hey, I have high blood pressure. I need some medication.
Because of Rumped.
Why? Well, because we didn't find Donald Trump colluded with Russia. Doctor's going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? I can't prescribe you that shit.
A couple people said they've been depressed all day. Someone said, I'm getting physically ill. I can't focus on my work. And I want nothing more than to sink. I suggest that you get sick, quote unquote, tomorrow and take the afternoon off. And then we can regather.
Regather? Regather for what?
So they can come up with their next attack plan.
Yeah, we gotta figure out the next fake news to come up with the shit on Donald.
Well, those people were from the resistance, quote unquote.
Oh, resistance. Resistance, my ball sack. How about that?
That's. I'm not even sure what that means.
I don't know either. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so.
Well, I don't know. I'm just glad that I didn't build my whole personality around the Trump-Russia collusion thing, because I know a few online personalities who've done that, and mainstream media figures who've built their entire, over the last 2 years, their entire online media personality over just that topic. And now they probably won't have anything to talk about, so they're just going to double down and not admit that they're wrong.
Well, isn't it also kind of funny that, this stuff happened and then the prosecutors dropped the charges against Jussie Smollett? It's like, man, bombshell after bombshell,
I don't know much about that, so you could probably talk more about that.
Well, the only thing that I really know of is that the charges were dropped against him, and I guess he's going away scot-free, but I don't know. To me, it just kind of shows just how crazy our justice system is.
Okay, so I found one thing about him, and it says that the charges were dropped on Tuesday, and that was along with a forfeit of $10,000 bond, and he was ordered to do community service for 16 hours, and that's it.
Damn, that's it?
16 hours community service,
Wow.
so 2 days.
Jeez. Or maybe he'll do 4 hours for 4 days or something. God, that's crazy.
Apparently, he actually did the 16 hours. It says he worked in bookstores, sold merchandise, stuffed envelopes, spoke to students, talked to musical director about expanding their choir.
Wow. Man.
That's it.
Whoever his lawyer was, they're a good-ass fucking lawyer.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, holy shit. Like there was actual like video of those two dudes like buying all that stuff, and well then there was that one thing about that check where he was saying, well, I paid them that money for personal trainer, for training me or whatever, for whatever he was doing, like physical training, whatever. But I don't know, man. There's some other evidence, I guess, that suggested that everything that he was saying was a lie. So I don't know. That's crazy.
He's just really lucky.
Yeah. Well, it also kind of, and I saw this argument too when I was kind of looking through it a little bit, was that this doesn't really show how, like, in terms of privilege or anything about race. It's about like class. Because, I mean, who knows? Maybe he spent a ton of money to get whoever lawyer he got. I don't know who the lawyer was.
That's true. Class privilege is always a thing.
Yeah, like he spent a ton of money. And they got some kind of amazing plea deal to where he only had to do 16 hours of community service, and that was the worst of the punishment he got, right?
Yeah, they dropped the $10,000 bond, and
no probation, no jail time at all because of like a hoax or whatever that he did. I mean, again, this is like alleged. I know people go, well, actually, 100%. Look, I'm just going off of what all the judges and the prosecutors dropping the case. I'm just saying that because of that, I don't know, but let's just say that I think the whole thing is fishy, and I mean, smells like fish.
And not a lot of people. I mean, some people are talking about it, but so much breaking news is happening right now that there aren't as many people talking about it as when the actual thing happened. Mm-hmm. Speaking of breaking news, you heard about Michael Avenatti?
Yeah, I remember he was on The View. He said something along the lines of like, "Well, all my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs."
And then the host
oh
goes,
my god! Oh my god, that was a good one. Oh, I know what you did there, man.
But now he might be actually going to handcuffs.
Yep.
Out of TMZ, breaking. Michael Avenatti arrested for wire fraud. I can't talk. Every time I try to read something, I can't talk. Wire fraud, charged with extortion against Nike.
Wow.
Yep.
It's bad too because Stormy Daniels condemned him. The View were even saying, we don't like Michael Avenatti. It's like, oh man, all the Trump people. The Trump curse strikes again. It's like, yeah, you got me? Oh yeah? Well, I got you back, motherfucker. Shit.
Apparently the co-conspirator was the famed attorney Mark Garagos.
Who was a CNN, he was like a CNN contributor or something. He talked about like...
Yeah,
I don't know exactly. I think it was like a crime contributor or law or something like that. Like whether are law experts or whatever. So, he was breaking the law?
Yeah. It had something to do with... I mean, apparently Avenatti's whole thing was running basically a Ponzi scheme and scamming people out of money. So...
I wonder how all the people that interviewed him, how do they feel? Man, crazy stuff going on. All this stuff that's happening to Trump, or they thought was going to happen to Trump, is actually happening to the other side.
Okay, this is about the extortion efforts towards Nike. Prosecutors in New York say that the alleged Nike scheme played out over the course of a few days last week. Avenatti repped an AAU coach whose team had just lost a Nike sponsorship worth $72,000 a year. The coach claimed that Nike made payments to families of some high school basketball players, and Avenatti demanded payment from Nike to keep him quiet. He was arrested Monday at the location where he was supposed to meet with the Nike brass. Nike brass.
Yeah, I think he tweeted about that too. That was like one of his last tweets before this whole stuff started happening.
Yeah, he said there was going to be a press conference.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? After the news broke about that, someone else commented under the story, and they're like, so you still having a press conference?
Like, so are we still doing this thing that you were scheduling, or Or what?
Or is that canceled because you got to get
It'd
arrested?
be funny if we still did it. Sorry, guys. Sorry I'm late. But as you know, I got arrested for some shit. But we're still going to talk about this Nike stuff. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right. So, okay, apparently he did hold a brief press conference saying that, quote, I have fought against the powerful people and powerful corporations, and I will never stop fighting the good fight. And then he added that he's highly confident that he'll be fully exonerated.
I don't know. Maybe he can afford a really good lawyer. Maybe we should get Jussie Smollett's lawyer.
I thought he was a lawyer.
Well, I mean, maybe he could, I guess he could represent himself, right?
I don't know. Can you? I think you can.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's not smart to, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just extorting money from Nike. He was trying to extort $20 million.
Damn.
Yeah. The feds claim that Avenatti told Nike's lawyers that if they didn't pay him between $15 million and $25 million, that he would hold a news conference on the eve of Nike's quarterly earnings call at the start of March Madness and announce allegations of misconduct by employees at the shoe company.
Damn. So he was kind of like trying to blackmail him too a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
I mean, basically.
Damn. That's crazy. It's like, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and that news broke right after the Mueller Report was, like, the summary was released.
It was like a 1-2 punch knockout for Donald Trump.
So people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, Mueller, you know, because I remember SNL was like, they did a song about Mueller, and then that song about Mueller, you know, Wish You Mueller Christmas, and then Michael Avenatti, oh, he's representing Stormy Daniels. We got this. Who knew that a porn star was going to be our savior? And all this stuff, and now it's just like, oh.
Yeah, and
he's just going to continue doing stuff he's doing as president, I guess.
Remember last year, July 4th, actually, 2018, Avenatti said he might run for president. Guess that's not happening.
Not gonna happen.
Avenatti 2020. Avenatti 20 years in jail.
Yeah. What about Joe Biden? What does Joe Biden have? He kisses little kids, makes them uncomfortable.
Ah, good.
He was
Good running point.
He was Barack Obama's vice president.
That's like being famous for being someone's shadow. Like, how is that a good
Maybe
thing?
he wants to step away from that shadow. He's like, I don't want to be Barack Obama's sidekick. I want to be my own person.
What is this, a superhero movie?
Mm-hmm. But before we move on, this episode is sponsored by Libertarian Country for all of your political merchandise needs. If you want to get a t-shirt, a beer cozy,
Books or mugs,
bottle openers, bumper stickers,
mouse pads, and tote bags.
and a bunch of other really cool stuff. So, use our promo code HAPA, that's HAPA, all caps, for 10% off your order at checkout. Again, HAPA for 10% off your order.
Okay, do you want to talk about AnimeGate a little bit? And then after that, I'm going to talk about an article.
Oh, yeah, so more developments with this AnimeGate thing, or Weeb Wars. So Vic Mignogna has been... originally he was a guest for KamehamehaCon, which is a convention that's specifically for Dragon Ball, because they bring a whole bunch of people from Dragon Ball or whatever. Voice actors from... I think they have mostly English, but they do have like a couple of the Japanese, I believe. Is anyone involved with the Dragon Ball franchise, mainly with the actors, whatever. But anyway, so Vic Mignogna was originally a guest, and then all these allegations, against him are coming out, and so they said he's not going to be a guest after about a week or two after they were kind of coming out. I don't remember the exact time frame, so I could be kind of off on this. But I know they had him on as a guest, and then they kicked him out. Well, they just recently added him back on, and because of that, because Vic Mignogna is now a guest again for the same show that he was originally a guest for, some of the guests have now decided they were going to drop out or and cancel because of it. And they're saying, well, it's not because of the Vic thing. It's not, stop assuming things. It's like, come on, really? After Vic gets announced again to be guest, then these people decide to cancel. You can look it up yourself. I mean, I'm not going to say the names, but you can look up who they are. But it's the people you would expect if you've been following this. And so, this is a big win for the I Stand with Vic side. People are saying, hey, this is great. Some other developments too about this is that apparently a couple of voice actors were kind of, I guess, threatening, saying if you're gonna have this guy back on, then we're gonna leave. And that's it's one of those. It's like, wow, you kind of know see the true colors, whatever. And again, if there's evidence that suggests that Vic Mignogna did all this stuff, then yes, of course, he deserves punishment. He deserves to, be locked up, all that stuff. But we really don't have any of that. It's just, words and, hearsay, he said, she said, all this other, all this other crap. This was, and this whole thing was kind of revealed on the Ricada live stream with Vic's lawyer, Ty Beard. And so, I don't know, the whole thing is just interesting. That's kind of the main thing I wanted to say, is that he's back on as a guest for KamehamehaCon, which is in Irving, Texas, by the way. So if you're in Irving, Texas, or in that surrounding areas, and you want to go support him, there you go. He's also going to be Anime Matsuri, if you didn't know already, which is in Houston. So
I only have one article for weird news. And normally I wouldn't put The Independent under weird news, but it is an opinion piece, so just keep that in mind. So this is the headline out of The Independent. America should allow other countries to vote in the 2020 election. And this is by Clemence Michelon.
Clemence Michelon.
I'm gonna butcher that real bad. She is a French woman.
Michelon.
And her reasoning for this is because of climate change.
Man, they're really serious about this climate change.
She said since the U.S. affects climate change the most, that other countries should be able to vote in our election.
Is that true, though? Does America actually do, do they actually do the most damage to the air? Or is it like China or Russia?
Well, what I don't understand is if we're talking about climate change, you should talk about countries who are going through industrialization right now, which would be China and India. Mm-hmm. They would be producing tons of byproduct of, industrial waste or whatever.
Yeah. But no, it's just Americans' fault, I guess.
Well, that's because, China and India aren't white people.
Yeah.
Basically. But, yeah, so she wrote a whole article trying to explain why the rest of the world should have a vote and that we should we basically should just become one world government. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like another version of the EU, but it includes the US now.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I think some of the people who would be listening or have read that article and are against that, they'd be like, well, because the people who are for the globalization, obviously they're going to be for that. But the people who are for individual decentralization or just completely against the globalization, they're not going to like that at all. Well, I think even some people who do like that would be like, what?
Well, I saw some people saying oh, since you're a libertarian, you don't believe in borders, right? So that means you should be for globalization. I'm like, first of all, the border debate is a very highly debated thing within the libertarian community. Mm-hmm. Second of all, I would be opposite for that. First of all, I don't believe that voting makes a difference, especially in a democracy. That's just mob rule. And my vote barely counts for anything. Second of all, if you do want your vote to count and you want to try democracy, it would work better in a decentralized society. So if the states seceded from the union, and you had your own culture or whatever in that state, you can let California do whatever crazy stuff they want to do without relying on taxpayers from other states or whatever. They can go do that,
Well, instead they're going to move to Texas and turn Texas blue.
Great. Just what I always wanted.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, we need our open carry sword policy, right?
Yeah.
They're going to destroy
Speaking of that, I want to get a sword someday so I can open carry. A sword.
Hey, it's illegal. I can have a sword.
Did you just say it's illegal?
No, it's illegal.
It's legal?
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
You know what? Never mind. But anyway, I just think that voting doesn't seem to do much here already. I mean, just think about how it worked out in the last election. I mean, half of the people were pissed off because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Mm-hmm. Imagine how that would go on a global scale. Like, holy shit. Well, that would just be crazy.
Yeah, and the same people who are saying, well, my vote doesn't count, but then they see, like you're saying, their candidate lost. And now they're like, well, I don't like what they're doing over there. And, everything that the other side's doing, I don't like. Well, then how do you feel if it was the flip side? They're going to feel the exact opposite.
Well, that's why I think that it would be a great argument for Democrats that, democracy and voting isn't working out for them, but instead they just want to be like, no, we're just going to have the tables turn and control you guys next time. I mean, it's just kind of ironic, though, because they were talking about foreign interference in our election, but now they want literal foreign interference in the election? What? Yeah. It's like, oh, we couldn't find any Trump-Russia collusion, but now we just want Russia to vote in our elections.
And also, how, this is kind of off topic, but talking about like the Constitution and all this stuff. When when Donald Trump was saying, well, I have a national emergency for the border, right? We need a border wall. National emergency. I'm going to declare a national emergency. So Congress voted on it, and they didn't approve of it, including some Republicans. Hey, it's not constitutional. Don't like it. We're going to go by constitutional principles. I mean, if you're for the Constitution, against it, that's beside the point. This is how they are. Especially for conservatives who are, we're constitutional. We love the Constitution or whatever. Mm-hmm. I do everything by what it says in the Constitution. Well, Republicans voted against it because it was of the Constitution, but Donald Trump's like, nope, don't care, doing it anyway. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, the balance of power is a little bit.
Well, it's also weird too because Obama kind of was, he did a lot of he signed executive orders.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people have pointed out that Trump could be so much more of a fascist because of all the laws that Obama has passed. Mm-hmm. But he actually hasn't used a lot of those, so he's less of a fascist.
Well, it's also weird too because
could be.
He initiated the bump stock ban.
Yeah.
And he didn't really do anything with Obamacare.
Speaking of that, that was ruled unconstitutional.
Oh,
today.
yeah, that's right.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, no, the only thing he did was the fine, right? He didn't increase the fine. I know we've talked about this before, but
yeah, and he changed the tax brackets.
Yeah, but he didn't actually completely.
But he got rid of exemptions, so I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway,
there was one other thing. Here, wait. So remember AOC's Green New Deal?
Yes.
Well, it was voted on. The Senate failed to advance the Green New Deal legislations. It was 0 to 57.
Damn.
That was the vote.
Even some Democrats were like, screw this shit.
Yep.
Damn. I thought the world was going to end in 12 years.
Well, I guess Congress doesn't care.
Hey, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, I salute you. I mean, you're doing what you got to do to help solve this problem. Respect you. Totally respect you, man.
I think they released all that stuff beforehand to see how the public would react. And since they reacted so badly, then they were like, okay, I know how to vote now.
Yeah.
When they were actually voting on the policy.
Well, now it's kind of thinking, well, they're going to release a new Green Deal, but a Green New Deal, a second version. But it's not going to be anywhere near as crazy. It's going to be more. It's going to sound more balanced. It's going to sound more sane, I guess. But it's basically going to do the same thing, I'm guessing.
I think that they're going to do the same thing that they said they would do, but at a very, I guess,
local level.
No, but it will be slower and it will look better on paper. You know what I mean?
Take the cow farts out.
Yeah.
Take out we're going to replace every single building in America.
Yeah, just be like, we're going to slowly build up infrastructure to promote green energy.
Hey,
or
there you
something.
go. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Very political of you.
Yeah. See, I can write the Green New Deal.
Yeah. We're going to eliminate omissions from animal products
Yeah.
or something like
By
that.
implementing blah blah blah.
Yeah. Make it
And it will
sound
be
better
like
than it
policy
is.
after policy, and then you just build them up over each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who knows? Within 12 years, maybe we'll have an actual Green New Deal. And then we'll look back and be like, what the fuck? How did we get here?
I think the Green New Deal should be written on green paper.
Actually, it shouldn't be written on paper at all.
Oh,
Because that's not green.
that's true.
It's killing trees.
That's true too. Maybe it should be like a plane should write it out. You know.
No, that's too much emissions from the plane.
Yeah, right. Damn.
We can write it on a stone tablet.
Hey, there you go. Right, or how about write it on a erase board, or what is it called?
But then people can
whiteboard.
change it.
Oh yeah, you're right. God, man, it's crazy. This is hard. It's hard writing bills. No, you know what? I should be a congressperson. It sounds pretty hard.
I don't think you can get in Congress.
Oh.
Because you don't fit in any minority statuses except for...
Could you imagine if I was a congressperson
Half
and I would get
Asian.
mad over stuff? Why aren't you listening to me?
At least you'd be entertaining on C-SPAN.
I know. I tried by C-SPAN. I was like, oh my god, these people sound boring.
I think it should be time to end soon.
Okay.
Because look at that cat. Look at that cat. What are you doing? Hey.
All right, we're gonna go now. We gotta catch our cat again.
Yep.
All right. See you in the next one. Bye.
Now you know what's happening. Thanks for listening. If you want to support the show, go to hapasupremacy.com and follow our social media. Have a great day.